Marriage is often sold to us as the ultimate destination, a happily ever after where love, stability, and companionship reign supreme. From childhood, girls are fed stories of princesses finding their princes, and as adults, they're bombarded with images of perfect couples on social media, in movies, and even in their own communities. But what happens when the fairy tale doesn't match reality? For many married women, the truth is far from the glittering fantasy they were promised. Behind the curated Instagram posts and the cheerful "we're doing great" responses lies a world of unspoken struggles. These women are often juggling countless roles: wife, mother, homemaker, career woman, while silently battling feelings of loneliness, exhaustion, and even resentment. This isn't about vilifying marriage or men, it's about shedding light on the hidden realities that many women face. By understanding these challenges, we can begin to foster healthier, more honest relationships. So, let's pull back the curtain and explore the dark truths about married life that no one talks about. From a young age, women are conditioned to believe that their worth is tied to their ability to be the perfect wife. Society paints a picture of what this looks like. She's nurturing, selfless, always put together, and endlessly supportive of her husband. She cooks gourmet meals, keeps the house spotless, raises well-behaved children, and still manages to look flawless at the end of the day. But here's the truth. This ideal is not only unrealistic, it's damaging. The pressure to live up to this standard can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a deep sense of inadequacy. Many women feel like they're constantly failing no matter how hard they try. For married women with children, the pressure doubles. They're expected to be the perfect wife and the perfect mother. They're told to breastfeed, prepare organic meals, help with homework, attend every school event, and still have a thriving career. The term supermom is often thrown around as a compliment, but in reality, it's a trap. The truth is, no one can do it all, and trying to only leads to exhaustion and resentment. Yet many women feel guilty for not meeting these impossible standards. They're afraid to ask for help or admit they're struggling because they don't want to be seen as failing at their roles. The constant pressure to be perfect takes a toll on mental and physical health. Women often neglect their own needs, sacrificing sleep, hobbies, and even friendships to keep up with societal expectations. Over time, this can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. Marriage is often sold to us as the ultimate destination. The irony is that the pursuit of perfection often backfires. Instead of creating a happy, harmonious home, it leads to frustration and disconnect. Women who feel overwhelmed and unappreciated are less likely to feel connected to their partners or enjoy their marriages. Emotional labor refers to the mental and emotional work involved in managing a household and relationships. It's the planning, organizing, and anticipating needs that keep a family running smoothly. From remembering birthdays to managing schedules to comforting a crying child, emotional labor is often invisible, but it's exhausting. While both partners may contribute to household chores, studies show that women disproportionately bear the burden of emotional labor. They're the ones who remember to buy groceries, schedule doctor's appointments, and plan family vacations. They're also the ones who often manage the emotional climate of the home, ensuring everyone feels heard and supported. The problem with emotional labor is that it's rarely acknowledged or appreciated. Many women feel like they're constantly on call, even when they're physically exhausted. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration. What's worse, when women try to express their feelings, they're often dismissed or labeled as nagging. This creates a vicious cycle. The more overwhelmed they feel, the more they try to communicate their needs, and the more they're ignored or criticized. The first step to addressing emotional labor is recognizing it. Couples need to have honest conversations about how responsibilities are divided and how emotional labor is shared. It's not about keeping score, it's about creating a partnership where both people feel valued and supported. One of the most heartbreaking realities for many married women is the gradual loss of their identity. Over time, they become so consumed by their roles as wives and mothers that they forget who they are as individuals. Hobbies, passions, and personal goals often take a back seat to the demands of family life. This loss of identity can be subtle. It starts with small sacrifices, skipping a yoga class to help with homework, giving up a career opportunity to support a partner's job, but over time, these sacrifices add up. Many women wake up one day and realize they don't even know what they like or want anymore. Rediscovering your identity after years of neglect isn't easy. It requires time, space, and support, things that many married women feel they don't have. But it's essential for mental and emotional well-being. Women who prioritize self-care and personal growth often find that they're better partners and parents. When you're fulfilled as an individual, you have more to give to your relationships. One of the most painful truths about marriage is that it can be incredibly lonely. Many women feel disconnected from their partners even when they're physically together. They long for emotional intimacy, for someone to truly see and understand them, but often feel like they're talking to a wall. This loneliness is compounded by societal norms that discourage women from speaking openly about their struggles. Many women feel like they have to put on a brave face, even when they're falling apart inside. The key to overcoming loneliness in marriage is fostering emotional intimacy. This requires vulnerability, honesty, and a willingness to listen and understand each other. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. The dark truths about married life are hard to confront, but they're essential to address. By acknowledging these struggles, we can begin to create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. In the next part of this series, we'll explore how societal norms and cultural expectations contribute to these challenges and how we can break free from them. The irony is that the society and culture play a massive role in shaping the expectations and experiences of married women. From the moment a girl is born, she is conditioned to believe that her ultimate purpose is to become a wife and mother. These expectations are deeply ingrained in traditions, media, and even everyday conversations. But what happens when these societal norms clash with a woman's personal desires and needs? In this part, we'll explore how cultural expectations, stigma, and double standards contribute to the struggles of married women, and how we can begin to break free from these invisible chains. Every culture has its own version of the ideal woman. In some societies, she is the selfless caregiver who prioritizes her family above all else. In others, she is the graceful, obedient wife who never questions her husband's authority. These ideals are often passed down through generations, reinforced by family, religion, and media. For many women, these expectations feel like a straitjacket. They're told to conform to these roles, even if it means sacrificing their own dreams and happiness. The pressure to live up to these ideals can lead to feelings of inadequacy, frustration, and even resentment. In many cultures, women are celebrated for their sacrifices, whether it's giving up a career to raise children or putting their own needs on hold to care for aging parents. Women are often praised for putting others first. But this glorification of sacrifice comes at a cost. Over time, constantly putting others' needs before your own can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of self. Many women feel like they're trapped in a cycle of giving, with little left for themselves. Challenging cultural expectations isn't easy, but it's necessary for personal growth and fulfillment. Women who dare to defy these norms often face backlash, but they also pave the way for future generations to live more authentically. One of the biggest challenges married women face is the stigma of speaking out about their struggles. In many societies, marriage is seen as sacred, and admitting that it's not perfect is often viewed as a failure. Women who voice their frustrations are labeled as nagging, ungrateful, or even difficult. This stigma silences women, forcing them to suffer in silence. Many women feel like they have no one to turn to, fearing judgment from their families, friends, and communities. The pressure to stay silent takes a toll on mental health. Women who feel trapped in unhappy marriages often experience anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Without a safe space to express their feelings, these emotions can fester, leading to even greater distress. Breaking the silence requires creating safe spaces where women can share their experiences without fear of judgment. Support groups, therapy, and open conversations with trusted friends can help women feel heard and validated. Society often holds women to higher standards than men when it comes to marriage. A woman is expected to be the perfect wife and mother, while men are often praised for simply helping out. This double standard creates an uneven playing field where women are judged more harshly for the same actions men are celebrated for. For the example, a working mother is often criticized for neglecting her family, while a working father is praised for being a provider. Similarly, a woman who prioritizes her career is seen as selfish, while a man who does the same is seen as ambitious. Women are also expected to be the emotional caretakers in relationships. They're the ones who are supposed to nurture, comfort, and support their partners, often at the expense of their own emotional needs. When men show vulnerability, they're seen as weak, while women are expected to be endlessly empathetic. Addressing double standards requires a shift in societal attitudes. Couples need to work together to create more equitable relationships, where both partners share responsibilities and support each other's goals. The first step to breaking free from societal and cultural constraints is awareness. By recognizing how these norms shape our experiences, we can begin to challenge them and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Women need to be empowered to speak up about their struggles and advocate for their needs. This requires creating a culture where women's voices are valued and respected. Marriage doesn't have to be a prison of expectations. By redefining what it means to be a wife and partner, we can create relationships that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and support. The role of society and culture in shaping married women's struggles cannot be ignored. By challenging these norms and fostering open conversations, we can begin to create a world where women are free to live authentically and thrive in their relationships. In the next part of this series, we'll explore the emotional and psychological impact of these struggles and how women can reclaim their power. Society and culture play a massive role. Marriage is often portrayed as a source of happiness and stability, but for many women it can also be a source of emotional and psychological strain. The pressures of societal expectations, the burden of emotional labor, and the loss of identity can take a significant toll on mental health. In this part, we'll explore the emotional and psychological challenges married women face, the impact on their well-being, and how they can begin to heal and reclaim their power. Studies show that married women are more likely to experience anxiety and depression than their single counterparts. The constant pressure to be the perfect wife and supermom, coupled with the lack of emotional support, can lead to chronic stress and mental health issues. Many women feel like they're drowning in responsibilities with no time to care for themselves. Over time, this can lead to burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that makes it difficult to function. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of these struggles is that they often go unnoticed. Many women feel compelled to put on a brave face, hiding their pain behind a mask of happiness. They smile for the camera, post cheerful updates on social media, and tell everyone they're fine, even when they're falling apart inside. This mask of happiness can be isolating. Women who feel like they can't be honest about their struggles often feel alone, even when surrounded by people. The first step to addressing mental health struggles is breaking the stigma. Women need to feel safe to talk about their feelings and seek help without fear of judgment. Therapy, support groups, and open conversations with trusted friends can be powerful tools for healing. Many women feel guilty for taking time for themselves. Whether it's going to the gym, reading a book, or simply taking a nap, they often feel like they're neglecting their responsibilities. This guilt is deeply ingrained in societal expectations. Women are taught to put others first, and prioritizing themselves is often seen as selfish. But the truth is, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Guilt can also affect decision-making. Women who feel guilty for prioritizing their careers, hobbies, or personal goals may end up sacrificing their own happiness to meet others' expectations. Over time, this can lead to resentment and a loss of self. Letting go of guilt requires a shift in mindset. Women need to recognize that taking care of themselves isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. By prioritizing their own well-being, they can show up as better partners, mothers, and individuals. One of the biggest challenges in marriage is the lack of emotional intimacy. Many women feel like their partners don't truly understand or support them, leading to feelings of loneliness and disconnect. Open, honest communication is key to building emotional intimacy. Couples need to create a safe space where they can share their feelings, needs, and concerns without fear of judgment or criticism. Communication isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. Many women feel like their partners don't truly hear them, which can lead to frustration and resentment. Active listening, where you fully focus on and empathize with your partner, can help bridge this gap. Schedule regular check-ins to discuss your feelings and needs. Use I statements to express how you feel without blaming your partner. Practice active listening by giving your full attention and validating your partner's feelings. Therapy can be a powerful tool for addressing the emotional and psychological challenges of marriage. A therapist can help you explore your feelings, identify patterns, and develop strategies for coping and healing. Many women hesitate to seek therapy because they fear being judged or labeled as weak. But the truth is, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. In addition to therapy, having a strong support system is essential. Whether it's friends, family, or a support group, having people who understand and validate your experiences can make a world of difference. It's important to recognize when you need help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, or disconnected from your partner, it may be time to reach out to a therapist or counselor. The emotional and psychological impact of marriage on women is profound, but it doesn't have to be permanent. By addressing these challenges head-on, women can begin to heal and reclaim their power. In the next part of this series, we'll explore how women can redefine marriage and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Marriage is often portrayed as a source of happiness and stability. But for many women, marriage doesn't have to be a source of struggle and sacrifice. It can be a partnership of equals, where both individuals thrive and support each other's growth. But achieving this requires a fundamental shift in how we view marriage and the roles women play within it. In this final part, we'll explore how women can redefine marriage, reclaim their power, and create relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and love. For centuries, marriage has been defined by rigid gender roles. The man as the provider and the woman as the caregiver. While these roles may have worked in the past, they no longer reflect the realities of modern life. Today, women are breadwinners, leaders, and innovators, yet they're still expected to fulfill traditional roles at home. This imbalance creates tension and resentment. Women who juggle careers and household responsibilities often feel overwhelmed, while men who are expected to be the sole providers may feel pressured and disconnected. The key to a healthy marriage is equality. When both partners share responsibilities and support each other's goals, they create a relationship that is balanced and fulfilling. This means redefining roles based on individual strengths and preferences rather than societal expectations. Have an open conversation about how responsibilities are divided. Be willing to challenge traditional norms and try new approaches. Support each other's personal and professional goals. One of the most powerful ways women can redefine marriage is by prioritizing self-love. When you love and value yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. Self-love also allows you to show up as your best self in your relationships. Many women lose touch with their passions and interests after marriage. Reconnecting with these aspects of yourself can help you reclaim your identity and feel more fulfilled. Whether it's picking up an old hobby, pursuing a new career path, or simply taking time for yourself, rediscovering your passions is essential for personal growth. Independence is about more than just financial stability. It's about emotional and mental autonomy. When you're independent, you're able to make decisions that align with your values and goals, rather than relying on others for validation or support. Marriage is a team effort. When both partners work together toward common goals, they create a relationship that is strong and resilient. This means communicating openly, supporting each other through challenges, and celebrating each other's successes. Emotional intimacy is the foundation of a strong marriage. It's about feeling seen, heard, and understood by your partner. Building emotional intimacy requires vulnerability, honesty, and a willingness to listen and empathize. Schedule regular date nights to reconnect and have fun together. Practice gratitude by acknowledging and appreciating each other's efforts. Seek couples therapy if you're struggling to communicate or resolve conflicts. Sharing stories of women who have overcome challenges and redefined their marriages can be incredibly inspiring. These stories show that change is possible and that women have the power to create the relationships they deserve. For example, you could include the story of a woman who left an unhealthy marriage and found happiness on her own, or a couple who worked together to build a more equal and fulfilling partnership. When one woman empowers herself, it creates a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same. By sharing their stories and advocating for change, women can create a culture where marriage is seen as a partnership of equals rather than a source of struggle. Redefining marriage and empowering women isn't just about individual relationships, it's about creating societal change. By challenging traditional norms, fostering open conversations, and supporting each other, we can create a world where women are free to live authentically and thrive in their relationships. The journey to redefining marriage begins with you. Whether it's having an honest conversation with your partner, prioritizing self-care, or advocating for change in your community, every step you take brings us closer to a future where marriage is a source of joy, not struggle. Marriage doesn't have to be a source of struggle and sacrifice. It can be a partnership of equals,